Fart Girl 808 here. Story time. So this is my first story time video on this account. Bear with me. I don't have a lot of energy today, but I'm gonna keep this one short. I originally was gonna talk about my first relationship. I started talking about that thing for like 24 minutes and realized I couldn't recall like half of anything that went on in that relationship. Trauma, I guess. Anyways, that's beside the point. I'm gonna talk about my most recent situationship because what the fuck. So anyways, I started talking to this guy a couple weeks ago. You know, we're talking, yada yada, and I started to like actually develop feelings for this guy. Like stuff like that, you know? I never feel that way about anybody. You know, my friends know that my attraction to people is incredibly limited. Like, I'm on the aromantic spectrum, so I don't really like people very often. It's like once in a blue moon, I get a crush. And so I got a crush on this guy. Anyway, so we meet up this one day. He comes to my house, you know, picks me up in his car. First green flag is that he got out of his car and he literally, like, opened the door for me. It was really sweet. He, like, opened the door for me. You know, I get in. It was really sweet. I was like, oh my god, I've never had the door open for me before. This is a first. Maybe this will actually go somewhere good. Foreshadowing. It did not. But anyways, so I get in his car and we drive to a thrift store, we go thrifting, and then after we go to a thrift store, we go to Wawa, because I live in this godforsaken state called New Jersey, so there's Wawas, like everywhere. Kind of like the kelp shake incident, from SpongeBob, that is Wawa in New Jersey. And for those of you who don't know what the fuck Wawa is, it's a glorified gas station, but it's amazing. I fucking love Wawa, it's a part of me, I love it. But anyways, so we go to Wawa, get food, and we drive off, go to the smoke shop, we pick that up, and then we go to a parking lot, and we sit there and we talk, and we're just flirting the whole time. The energy is great, you know, same sense of humor. We're like scrolling through like Instagram reels on each other's phones, like just looking at like what the reels are and stuff, because, you know, my Instagram reels are very interesting, gotta say, but I prefer Instagram reels over TikTok, if I'm being 100% honest. What can I say? I'm just a girl. But anyways, so the date is going like really good, and this man, you know, he leans in, he kisses me, and then like for the next like 2 hours or so, that's pretty much all we're doing. We're just making out in his car, you know, and it was very nice. He was cute, you know, so I was just like, oh, you know, I'm like so like into this, and I really like this guy, yada yada. So the entire time I was kissing him, I really liked it, but I was also just like, I want to smoke a cigarette right now. I want to smoke a cigarette. You know what I mean? Like that was just like my whole thought. And I had a pack of Newports with me, so I was just like, I want to smoke a cigarette. I want to share one with him, or like give one of his own, like something. I want to do something. So anyways, yada yada. Time goes by. We're doing the same thing in the backseat of his car, just kind of, you know, cuddling, just like all that kind of shit, all that sappy shit that I need to just shut the fuck up about, basically. But anyways, so we get out of his car. I take out cigarettes. You know, we start smoking a cigarette. He actually, like, he puts his cigarette out, like, 2 hits in, which, like, hurt me, because, like, don't waste my fucking cigarette, bro. I'm on a budget right now. I don't have a job. Like, I don't have enough to just be throwing this on the ground. But he had a very valid reason for why he did that, because he went behind the outhouses that were in this parking lot, and he allegedly threw up, because he didn't eat, and he was smoking a menthol on an empty stomach, which I do all the time, and I'm fine, but my body's also accustomed to that. His body probably isn't, because he doesn't smoke cigarettes like I do. Like, I go through cigarettes like crazy, because I don't vape anymore, but I still smoke cigarettes, like, a lot. But, regardless, he throws up, and I give him my last piece of gum, because I'm like, I just don't want to kiss you, you know what I mean? But I would honestly kiss his vomit-filled mouth. Like, I don't even care. I'm nasty like that. I'm nasty as fuck, because I really liked him. So I was like, I don't really give a fuck. But I gave him my last piece of gum, because he was like, I don't want to kiss you with a nasty mouth. Like, that's embarrassing for me. And I was like, okay, fair enough. So I give him my gum, go in his car, yada yada. He drives me home, and, you know, kisses me goodbye, and whatever. I go back in the house, and I'm trying to see this man again. So we plan to meet on Sunday. And so I tell my parents, I'm like, oh, I'm going out with this guy again, because, you know, and they didn't know I went on a date. I literally told them, like, yeah, I'm just going out as just friends, yada yada, because I don't really like when my parents get all up in my business. But, you know, my mom knew, because I was like not keeping it a secret that I like genuinely like this guy. I was just kind of like, I was like, I don't care if they find out, but I'm not going to explicitly tell them that. Anyways, so this guy, this is where it gets a little iffy. His text, he stops texting me a lot throughout the day. Like, he's just like responding to me. He's not like starting conversation. And, you know, I didn't really think anything of it, because I'm like, I know he's busy, and like he's going back to school soon, and, you know, yada yada. So anyways, Saturday rolls around, and I'm texting him like, so am I going to see you tomorrow? You know, like, where are we going to meet? Like, what are we going to do? Blah, 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 blah. And he was like, my grandma just ended up in the hospital. I can't meet up with you. So I was like, oh shit, I'm sorry about your grandma. That's really unfortunate. But, you know, throughout all this, he's still telling me, he's like, I miss you, I want to see you, you know, I really like you, you know, yada yada, like telling me all this stuff to like butter me up, basically. But every time I try to see him, it's like, he doesn't want to see me. So I'm getting attached to this guy, and he's slowly detaching from me. And it's a mess. So essentially, like, his responses start to become really short and stuff. And I'm thinking everything's like okay still, like he's just busy. So he goes back to school, and now he like barely has any time to talk to me, and I hate it, because I'm over here like unemployed as fuck, just like sitting my ass around like waiting to hear from him and like trying to meet up with him. So we try to replan a day Thursday to meet up, and that falls through. Fast forward to when we were supposed to meet up again was Saturday. And this is where I stopped hearing from him. He called me at 1 a.m. one day, and he was like, I really miss you, you know, I want to see you again, I really, like, let's try to meet tomorrow, you know, like let's go to my dorm, you know, stuff like that. And basically, that was the last I heard from him. That was like 3 days ago that I heard from him. And I'm genuinely, like, still so depressed over it. Like, I finally got my appetite back, because I lost my whole appetite. Like, I don't want to eat anymore. What time is it right now? It's only 10:18 in the morning, but I still haven't eaten breakfast yet, and usually by now I've, like, eaten already. I'm not hungry, and I'm depressed. I feel like I'm not showering as much, you know, which is, like, I'm not showering as much because I'm not going out as much or like expecting to go out as much. But anyway, so I'm just genuinely so depressed about it because, you know, I feel like maybe I'm a victim of love bombing. I don't know if he like intentionally meant to do that, but now he's just ghosted me. This is not even the first time this has happened. This happened to me this time last year with another man that I traveled so far to see. I traveled to Long Island for him. I'm all the way in South Jersey. That's like a 2.5 hour drive, maybe 3 hour drive to get to Long Island. And then I traveled all the way to Rhode Island for this man as well, like for a different man as well. Traveled all the way to Rhode Island for him. And, you know, that's like a 6 hour train ride. Like I took Amtrak all the way up there. Oh my God. And he ghosted me. That like last year's man ghosted me. And that was the last guy I had a crush on. But I'm not even going to get into that right now. That's a story time for a different time. But this time I got ghosted again. On a less severe level, I guess. Because it was only 2 weeks. But I'm going to be ruined for the next 6 months. You know? Great. I'm so excited to deal with this again. I wasted my yearly crush on a man that ghosted me. On a man that is not serious about me. On a man that love bombed me. Like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of these goddamn men just playing with my fucking feelings. Because of course this happens to me. Like, genuinely, of course this fucking happens to me. And I sound so, like, annoying right now. Like, boohoo me. But most of my friends know, like, oh, like, I have a really shitty love life. Like, my love life is horrible. My first relationship was horrible. My second relationship, not as bad, but still not great. Like, I hated it. I was miserable. And I didn't even know I was miserable until 6 months into this relationship. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And then I've only had 2, like, official relationships. But then after that, you know, I, like, had a hoe era. And my hoe era, I only talked, like, consistently to one person from that era that, like, I did stuff with. And now we're, like, good friends. And I see them, like, not all the time, but, like, every, like at least once a month, I still see them. And I still hang out with them. But, like, we just don't do what we used to do together. You know, like, they're a G. Love them. I love them. But they're my homie. You know what I mean? Like, nothing more here. But then I ended up falling for another guy who just didn't want me, aka the guy that I traveled to Long Island and Rhode Island for. He didn't want me, you know, because he wasn't looking for anything serious. He was just looking for somebody to fuck. Because of course he is. Because of course that's all anybody ever wants. And sometimes I feel like some people think that that's all I want. No, if I like you, I want to have sex with you, like, all the fucking time. You know, like, I just want to have sex with you all the time. But it's not because I'm, like, lusting over you and that's the only thing I feel. It's because I just get very hypersexual when I, like, really like a person. And I don't know, guys. I don't know, chat. This lighting is fucking horrible. The sun. Ugh, whatever. You guys are gonna have to deal with this shitty lighting for, like, a couple more minutes. But, like, I don't know. Sometimes I just wish I would just have sex with people so that they would just stay in my life. And I feel like that's why I like to have sex with people a lot. Is because I'm just worried that they're just gonna leave. Because it's like that one scene from Euphoria where Cassie's sitting on that bed and that guy's, like, talking to her and he's like, well, I don't really care what you have to say. You're boring as fuck. I just want to have sex with you, basically. Like, that's how I feel. I'm not saying I'm Cassie, but, like, sometimes I feel like that one scene where Cassie's just like, what the fuck? I thought you wanted to just listen to me and be my friend for, like, a second, you know, before we had sex. But I just feel like none of these people really care about me. Nobody really cares about me. Like, do I have too much baggage? Because I used to think that I didn't have enough baggage. So I just started racking that shit up. Like, just doing fuck all. And then I traumatized myself. And now there's still lasting effects of that trauma that haunt me through every single fucking relationship in my life. And I feel like people don't actually give a fuck about me. They just want to have sex with me. Because, like, I'm pretty now. You know? I mean, I was never ugly, I guess. But I was always weird. And nobody used to want to fuck the weird kid. Because I was weird. And, you know, nobody likes that. But, you know, now manic pixie dream girls are in. And I'm, like, the fucking manic pixie dream girl stereotype. You know, I change my appearance, like, all the time. Like, I've looked consistently like this for too long. I'm getting my hair cut, and I'm styling my septum up, and I'm stretching my ears, and I'm trying to get more piercings, and I want to get more tattoos, and I just, like, I never want to look the same. I can't stay looking the same, ever. But I digress, you know. TLDR, these men fucking suck. Bye.